Okay, here we go. We are on the way. Let's see where we got to last time. There we go. We're finally ready to fight Surge. We've assembled a team. We did some off-screen grinding. We couldn't be readier. And because we've put away some of our super vulnerable Pokemon, we're quite well poised that if we lose any, we actually don't lose all of our original team, so that's kind of neat. It's lucky I had enough Pokemon to do that. Yeah, so in the old days, I would always lead with just regular Pokemon and then switch to my super effective guys. But because of this battle style, I'm not sure if that's the optimum thing to do, you know? But yeah, luckily, we've kind of over-leveled for fighting his trainers first, which was a mistake. I forgot to factor them into my grinding. So I don't want to beat all of them and over-level. So this is going to be kind of a challenge to beat them without getting too much experience on any one Pokemon. It's kind of amusing. Adds an extra dimension to it, I guess. So, bite his ass. It's funny, I don't like the snake's namesake, but you immediately get attached to like Pokemon you've got. Ekans is quite a cool Pokemon, I think. Doesn't have to like have loads of gaudy stuff. It's just a regular ass snake. Like as Pikachu's a mouse, but it like also can electrocute things. But that's like the snake is a pretty accurate representation of a snake. You know how its gimmick is its name backwards is Snake, but like that's the only Pokemon they do that with, really. And I wonder if that's the name pun in the original Japanese, or whether that's purely like an Anglicism when they translated it. If they threw that pun in there, whether it's called something more imaginative. I'll have to look that up, or I probably won't. I'll probably forget. But yeah, people point out again, like I was talking about in an earlier part about the real world references, like he's the Lightning American and stuff, and it's like. So there is an America, and they mention a Russia and Silphco, and Kanto is named after a region in Japan, but apparently Kanto wasn't named Kanto until the Johto games were out, and then they like go, you just walked into Kanto, and that's actually the first in-universe time that it's referred to as that. And then every other region is based on somewhere in the world, like Galar is an upside down UK, or England, Scotland I suppose. But they don't, yeah, they're not called that. They're not called like the UK, It's not like the United Kingdom of Galar or whatever. It's just, or Galar? Is it Galar? Whatever. Who cares? So, next trainer. That log puzzle was just a pain. Like, I wouldn't fight a gym you had to root around in garbage. I'm not a snob, like there's nothing wrong with like being a bin man, but bin men don't deliberately like shove their arms in the trash and wave their arms around. Like what if there's like bananas and like tangerines and that's disgusting. Not cool. Reminds me I need to empty the bin in this room actually. The other thing to not over level would be to perhaps use like one guy, have him over level on these guys and just not use him in the final battle. But the thing is, the temptation is to use this super effective guy. We want to keep him for the final battle. It's weird, I thought he had levitate. He's literally flying it, he doesn't have it, only the Ghastly line has it. And even Gengar, whose feet appear to be on the ground, retains it. Kind of weird. I think it doesn't work on birds though, which is also weird because like they're on the ground sometimes too. Like, in fact, birds are only flying when they're flying, whereas Magnemite is always hovering, it seems, so I never really understood that. I think there's too many hovering Pokemon in later games. It should be like it's like some kind of telekinesis and shit. It should be quite rare. You don't see animals hovering around. It's kind of lucky that there's Pokemon centers in every town because they can't like tell you off for like always bringing your pets in. Like, what are you doing to these animals? Because you're on to the next one before they have time to report you. That'd be kind of funny if each gym was reporting to you to the police, but you were like moving on so fast they never caught up with you. Like, it's because I always thought it's weird how your character in these games ascends to like league champion in like a couple of days, and it's because he overworks his animals. You know, maybe the reason no one else is that good is just because they're not cruel. That's my headcanon. Gentleman is such a weird, like, it's just an old guy. Like, usually someone's a cyclist or an ace trainer or something that makes sense, but Gentleman is just literally just old dude. I guess he's like a polite old dude, but that's not like a job. Like, what niche do you feel? Oh, I'm like an old guy who wears hats. That's really adding to civilization. Static is OP. Too OP. Pondering whether to switch out. But I'm not wounded yet, so maybe I can give him a status effect as revenge. Yeah, I never realised apparently there's a difference between paralysed and sleep rather for catching Pokemon. But yeah, good on you for the shed skin, Liz. But then she just does it again. It's trolly ass Pikachu. It's missing because of double team. Like, this is going to be a long battle. He keeps status affecting me. Keeps dodging my moves. He's going to wear me down before I can finish him. To be fair, that's not bad strategy, but it doesn't really work when I've got a few hits on him and I've got so many other people in the team. It doesn't really work unless he's got 5 other good people to back it up. I never really understand why trainers who've been around for long enough to get like a 20s Pokemon haven't got a full team of 6. I guess it's supposed to be hard to like raise them and give them attention. Like, people deliberately choose to have less, but there's no like in-game penalty. Ironically, the only one is if you have one that actually over levels, and the way levels are so much beneficial to your power that people actually blast through the game with like a single unevolved Pokemon because it levels up so much. Having 6 is actually what makes it like competitive. The only time having 1 is bad is probably if you're like in the completely wrong gym, you know, like you've got a grass and a fire type gym. So that's the incentive to have good type coverage, plus for competitive play. Especially if everyone's level 100 anyways. Yeah, we beat the gentleman. I never really understood how you find out what the first can is. I think you just have to try them. And then I heard it's one of the ones next to it, which if it's like this one, it could be 4 others. Yeah, it starts all over again. Maddening. So you kind of want it to be an end one, because then it can only be 2 other cans, right? I don't think it can go diagonal. So we got 1 of 3. Boom. We got lucky. 33% chance. What gets me is he's got those fields up. He leaves them up after you beat him. It'd be cool if after you walked out they turned on again. They're just off forever after that. Perhaps he realised it was fucking stupid and annoying. Just gave up on doing it. Right, let's get it. Let's go. So what I'm going to do is, I've said before, I'm actually overdubbing these after the fact, but if I get to the Elite Four, I'm going to do that live. Got to have a genuine reaction and stuff. Ready? Getting text messages from people distracting me from my real job of narrating Pokemon. Right. That's a good ass move. It's lucky we got one hit out and a crit, which is nice, but we've now got to switch to save the Sneck. I'm worried he's going to hit everyone this hard. Cool, we can at least get one hit in then by the looks of things. I don't like him lowering our physical defense for like sonic booms and stuff, but he seems to be only using Shockwave, which presumably is a special attack. I never understand why they do that, where they hit you with a special, lower your physical, and then hit you with specials again. It's like, they're not related. I suppose it would weaken you for the guy after him, but he shouldn't be wanting to lose to one of yours when he's got 3 and you've got 6. It's bad math, don't hold up. Whip it. Ah, that's frustrating. Potions are so cheap. I say now I'm doing a run where I can't use them. Let's see what else we got here. We could put in CD because he's tanky. Yep, of course he wakes up. Lucky you got a miss though. I don't know why I put him back to sleep. I should really just have hit him. But there you go, he's asleep now. Seed him up. Kind of unnecessary, really. But we kind of then can have a stronger guy out. Ready for the final guy. So it sort of makes sense. Of course he wakes up and lands a hit immediately, and it's a pretty decent one. So that's kind of worrying, because now we've wounded our best guy. We're not even on his last guy yet. Another sonic boom. Vicious. But that finishes him off, even though it's only a low 6 instead of like a 10. It's still, he's half elf and it's super effective, so can't go wrong. Okay. Oh, it's not his... Shit, that was only his first guy. We're fucked. Double team is a pain normally, but Magnitude's pretty effective because it's like shaking the entire floor, so... But apparently not. You'd think it should still hit him. It doesn't matter how fast you're moving if you're still touching the ground. That irritates me. That's so frustrating. Like, again, he should have been able to kill us with like quick attacks and tackles by now as well. Luckily, he's only using his evasiveness, not like our accuracy. So if we do manage to take him out, he's not going to affect, you know, our stuff. He's not going to affect us on the next guy. Finally, we connect, we land a hit. Bam, super effective. Pikachu's pretty good with a glass cannon. He's got low HP, so we batter him. And Raichu time. So yeah, even though I'm sure I was holding down the like speed up button as I played this, it's still coming out really slow. I think from now on I'm going to, even though it'll make more editing, more steps in the process, I think I'm going to accelerate. I'm going to fast forward all the footage. He took 2 because he's got a bit more HP and the level difference. But yeah, didn't even lose Omni. Bam. Used like a 3 lower Pokemon. The badge boost always seems strange, like, because I don't know if they do it. They should have done it like a lot of the individual trainers sometimes have them, but you can't tell which. That'd be kind of cool. Because otherwise you've got a differential advantage. It's like if you're already a better trainer because you've beaten a gym than them, you've then got an actual unfair advantage over them. It's like a double whammy. Like, how are they ever going to beat a better trainer? It's a weird system. Like, you don't really get that in football. Like, the Premiership players get a boost to running faster, and then when they have like a cup match, they you know, it's just a bit weird. So yeah, that's our team as of beating Search. Be interesting to see, actually. I'll definitely do the next one double time and see if that's painfully slow. I think I've done it. I did it on one video, but somehow lost half the footage when I was on the island, I think, so that was kind of annoying. But yeah, we need someone for cut and someone for flash. Because we can't fly back yet. Replace the snack for the water snack. See how it goes. I think Farfetch can uncut too, because he's his whole thing is he's like a ninja and he's holding an item and stuff. I think he can cut things. I wonder who it expects you to use for that. In fact, doesn't Farfetched no cut in? Yeah, like it's a plot point that there's one that knows cut in the woods, right? In gold and stuff. OCD, rotate the levels about. So at this point I'd be looking for the rival when Lavender Towers levels as the target to not over level 4. But there's a bunch of trainers in the mountain pass. So I guess that's where we're off to next. Yeah, there's so many items here. I'm always hammering A, but it never seems to find them. I used to on the classic Game Boy. I think it's something to do with the way you accelerate the speed on the emulator. It doesn't like let you pick up at the same time, or the human reactions aren't fast enough and I'm missing it. So the reason I wanted Farfetched is because he owns he learns a false swipe, which can be used to get a Pokemon down to 1 HP and not kill it, which is good for catching them. But unfortunately he doesn't learn it till an incredibly high level, so I think he's kind of going to be the guy we want in daycare, really. But yeah, I realised we need Bellsprout for cut. And then I was considering having Voltorb on the team, so I feel I don't really want him to have Flash, so there's a lot of indecision going on. This house, you think they'd have tidied it up by now. At least put the books back on the bookshelf, you fucking slobs. Just using it as an excuse to be lazy. I guess it's still an active crime scene in their defence, but they've got a massive hole in their house. That'd be so cold. In winter or bugs in the summer. Unlucky fuckers. Makes the sort of thing as a kid, you're like, oh, they got robbed. And as an adult, you're like, man, that would suck. Like, you have a lot more sympathy for it as someone who, who has a home. Kids do get traumatised by stuff, but I feel like in a lot of ways they can just roll with the punches, So we obviously cleared out all the item balls and trainers in this bit. Except this dude, of course. Campers are weird. Like, I never understood what their deal was. Like, if they're just people out camping, it's like they're wearing like a Boy Scout type uniform. There, they seem to have a tie on, so they're clearly part of some org. But like, the whole world is set up around like Pokemon as central part of the economy and shit. So it's like, what are the others? What are these scouts like? What are they doing? Are they scouting to like? That'd be kind of cool if they were scouting to like check on the routes and make the routes possible for trainers, like as some civil service or something. But it's not really ever explained what they do. I think they're obviously the types of trainer thing was mostly just so they don't have to make every individual sprite and every name for every guy. Like, I'm pretty sure in Gen 1 they were just called like Bug Catcher, and it's only in like later gens that like Bug Catcher Thomas or whatever. Because that's I looked this up. You remember when I said about the guy who acts like he's seen you outside Pewter? Why am I yawning all the time? I wasn't yawning before I started this. Something about talking. It makes me swallow more as well, which gets picked up on the audio and sounds awful, but dry mouth, I guess. But yeah, so this bug catcher that's supposedly seen you in Viridian, you see him again on the way out of Pewter, and it's like, how does that work? Because in the original, he was just bug catcher, so he could have been one of those other bug catchers you saw. But because they name him in Fire Red, and it's not the same name as one of the other dudes, he's like can't canonically be the same guy. So they kind of fucked up. They kind of messed that up. Unless he's retconned it, so he just did see you from out of sight, but it's still weird he then beats you to the next city. Good old Mega Punch. Packs a punch, but defensive curl is a pain in the butt. Yes, I'm kind of nervous for the rival fight after the one on the SSN was a bit of a mission. Who's his last Pokemon? Another Snack. What could we call this one, I guess? Neratandon. Neratandon is good. It's a deep cut, but fuck, I should have called it up. Maybe I catch the other one. It's kind of giving it too much credit though. I was thinking like Rayquaza or whatever is like a flying snake, but that's like a cool Pokemon. I don't want to give it a lame name. There's not really anyone who's cool and also a snake, really. I think betrayal and being snaky is played out as well. People used to like bad characters, you know. Like, I know he's bad, but he's cool. But I think Game of Thrones kind of ruined that by having evil bastards. So when someone betrays you, it's they kill your whole wedding party, you know? Something like that. Possibly one more trainer. But yeah, I think they sleep in the Pokemon centers in like in the anime, don't they? But I can't remember if there's like beds and stuff, or if they're just allowed to keep on the floor. But it must smell like a load of camping teenagers who've not showered for a week. Crashed out on the floor while you're trying to get medical treatment. You think there'd be like hygiene rules and stuff, but could possibly be overthinking it again. See, I don't know why I'm over leveling Bellsprout when he's there just for cut, really. I guess I'm not. I guess he is my sixth guy, kind of, but through lack of other options. But So yeah, that's the last of the picnickers. So we'll be heading into the horrible, shitty rock tunnel on the next part. Really not a fan of caves. I mean, like, Cerulean Cave is kind of cool, I guess, and Victory Road has a purpose to it, but these other ones, they feel like it's fucking you about. Feels like a fool's errand or a goose chase or whatever. I mean, it's obviously not because you have to get through there, but I don't know. Not a fan. Not a fan of Rock Tunnel or Mount Moon, to be honest. Here we go. So I feel like we've got a good old team now to take on the world. Checking everything. Damn, miles. We've had to run back. So yeah, we definitely got everyone here. We'll finally move on. Geodude's a weird Pokemon, because I guess he's hovering too. But again, doesn't have Levitate or anything. Yeah, this is where Gyarados not being half flying, doesn't help him avoid Geodude. Because he's half dragon on this one. Maybe he always was, but I feel like he was half flying in Classic. It's weird how you can now bite Stark, you can bite stuff that should be like being resistant to being bit, like rock. Bizarre. Splash is such an annoying move. Taking up space, it just means you can't struggle as soon as you want. Pretty sure that's why that's there actually. That chop is stressful with that. Jesus Christ. See, that's exactly what you don't want to have happen. The worst. Sending our toughest guy just to punish him for his crimes. Yeah, and that gets like nothing. Finish him off with any random bullshit. I saw a meme, it was like from that Moon Knight, one of those Moon Knight comics where they changed the dialogue, you know. And it was like it was for Pokemon actually, it's like when you don't have a super effective move. And it was like him throwing a load of shit. And it's like random bullshit, go. And he's like throwing like kind of like daggers, but not really. Just any old shit he's got in his cape, I guess. Random bullshit, go. If I don't like bug Pokemon, I don't like you. It's like, whoa, dude. Like, that's dumb. It's like saying if you don't like metal, I don't like you, or hip hop, or spaghetti. It's like, just people can like what they fucking like, dude. Chillax. Of course, there's the trainer down here. Thinking, why not heal again? I'm too cautious with the heals, I think, to be honest. And that should about do it for today.